Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
An important day in modern history. National Donut Day.
Amen.
Important to many people this time of day, or a little later in the morning, maybe a cup of coffee and a sugar donut.
For me, any time of day is
Really?
a good time for a donut.
Well, I think most people who live in the Broken Bow area still miss the Broken Bow Bakery.
Amen to that, too. Yes.
Because you could go in there and you talk about donuts, glazed donuts, all sorts of different things with nuts on top and sticky stuff that was really good.
I don't know if this would be termed a donut, but miss the Bow Bakery Long Johns.
The Long Johns, yeah. Oh, those were great.
Yeah, they were.
The filled ones?
Yes.
Yeah, with
Indeed.
the little crushed up nuts on top.
Yep, you got it. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, a lot of people still miss those.
Yeah.
Well, we're celebrating donuts today. The places you go get donuts now a little bit different than the old donut shops that were all over the country, but in a way not. You have your Krispy Kreme locations and Dunkin' Donut. I know in Boston, Massachusetts, there's a Dunkin' Donut on every corner, and I think that's where it started, was Boston.
Is it?
And they're everywhere. Yeah, you can get a donut easily there. Now you can go to the grocery store and get a donut. You can make your own donuts.
Yeah.
But National Donut Day since 1938, when the Salvation Army made and sold donuts to raise money during the Great Depression. Did you know, according to legend, donuts used to be called dough-knots, as in dough, knots. They started as a fried ball of dough, but always came up mushy in the center, so they started putting a hole in them.
There you go.
So that they would cook up a little bit better, and they became donuts.
And then we got smart and started eating the donut holes.
Yes.
Those are good, too.
You could get those at the bakery as well.
Yes.
I know you wouldn't like this, but I loved dipping the filled Long John in a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Oh, man. You had it all going on. The sweet,
Yeah.
the nuts, the coffee, a little bitter. And then you also would have, like, that cream around your lips when you're done.
Yes. And you'd always get nervous when you got done eating one and there wasn't a mirror available. You know, okay, did I get everything wiped off my mouth or not?
It was impossible to get it all off. It was sticky.
Yeah.
It was a sticky, white, tasty filling. Oh, well, those were the days. But anyway, there's good donuts out there. Have a donut today. It's National Donut Day, and I think there will be donuts served today at Bruning Bank.
Yeah, big day for them today.
It's their 20th anniversary. That does not seem possible. And I still, every once in a while, want to walk in and buy a goldfish there because they used to sell goldfish at the dime store there, Ben Franklin's. But they don't have any fish for sale in there, but they do have CDs and open a checking account for you or lend you a bit of money for something you need.
It's been a long time. Man, I just what kind of music you think they have on their CDs? That they're I'm sorry. You're talking money.
You know,
that's why I wasn't following you.
It's also
a CD having to do with money. Yeah, Brent's not familiar with those.
Well, a lot of younger people aren't familiar with CDs.
That's
ones
correct.
With music
yeah, the
on
musical
anymore.
CDs, people are going, what are you talking about, Apperson?
Well, we're going to find out more about their celebration, their 20th anniversary. Doesn't seem possible. They've been serving the community under the Bruning Bank logo for 20 years now, and really fixed up that building really, really nicely. And it's a great bank, great location, good people in it. So we'll find out more about that today on The Breakfast Show. Prairie Pioneer Center today on this Friday, egg salad sandwich, cottage cheese, and fruit. And call them, again, if you're a new customer or you're bringing some company along. Maybe they've come in for the weekend. You want to take them to the center. They'd love that. Let them know by 9 the number of people you're bringing so they can have plates ready for you. 872-6121 is the number to call. You can call that same number to set up home delivery. Dum-da-dum-dum. Oh, yes. This was in the news today. Cadence did a nice news story on it, but we do want to remind you that the Gates Community Center is having a gathering this Sunday at 1 p.m. A pork tenderloin dinner will be served at a cost of $7 per adult and $4 per child ages 6 to 12 years of age. No charge for children under the age of 6. The annual business meeting for the Gates Community Center will follow. Your participation is encouraged. And if you have questions, feel free to call any of the individuals currently serving as directors for the Gates Community Center: Troy Smith, also Angela Burnett, Troy Shada, or Troy Smith, as I mentioned. And here's a couple of numbers. Angie Ripp, also at 872-5623. Angela Burnett at 872-6332. Troy Shada at 308-215-0156, or Troy Smith at 308-527-3483. Most importantly, they just love to have you come and see what they're up to. This is a piece of history that they have kept up and made available for gatherings and meetings in the gymnasium there. And there's a kitchen. It's right across the street from where the Gates store used to be. And, of course, it was a very active school for many years, and a lot of people have a lot of good memories from all over that area, Anselmo and Sargent and either side of the Loop River. So take it in if you can. Tenderloin dinner served and then a meeting following. That's not mandatory, but encouraged for you to attend. Maybe you'd like to learn how you can help preserve and continue using the Gates Community Center, the former Gates School.
Well said.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Today is Friday, so today it's citywide garage sales in Broken Bow, Nebraska. So expect to have some fun. You might find some donuts out there, too, while you're out and about on
Maybe.
Donut Day. There's a ribbon cutting today at 1 o'clock this afternoon at the Broken Bow Dental, new dental service in town, located in the former building of Nebraska Land Chiropractic on Highway 2. And there's also a pie and ice cream social at the Custer County Museum on the square in Broken Bow from 5:30 until 7:30 today. That will be a free will donation. And music as well. Music from downtown nowhere will be performing at the pie and ice cream social. Now, if you think about this, there's no reason the next few days for you to be bored. There's no reason for you to go, I don't know. There's not much going on, nothing to do. And there's no reason for you to cook your own food. Because we just talked about the Gates activities on Sunday, the pork tenderloin dinner. Of course, then on Saturday, we're going to go backwards here. On Saturday, you've got the Oconto blowing the doors off barbecues. Gates open at 5 in downtown Oconto. And I can tell you, Clayton Oxford has everything looking wonderful there. Loop City, you were there yesterday. Talk about food, kolaches, and all sorts of different types of Polish cuisine and polka music and barbecues and a carnival. Oh, my goodness. And we would go, well, I don't know, there's not much to do. Wrong. There's a lot to do. And we just listed some things that are happening that we're aware of. The Loop City Polish Days, blowing the doors off barbecue, citywide garage sales, Gates gathering, the grand opening ribbon cutting ceremonies today for the new dental service, a pie and ice cream social. Man, citywide garage sales. That's a pretty good lineup.
Yes,
and it's
very
all
good
for the
lineup.
Good lineup for the whole family. Family fun, and a lot of it doesn't cost anything. If you don't want to participate in everything, you don't have to. I would think Loop City would be very, very busy with the carnival. You don't get a lot of carnivals anymore.
No, I know they're very excited to have that as part of their festival this weekend.
And Boxing.
Yeah, boxing. Yeah, Saturday.
4 o'clock.
I think so. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's when it starts at the school. I believe is where they're holding that.
Now, did they say do they have boxers lined up, or do people sign up to box? How does that work? Did they say?
I think I kind of took it as maybe it's a combination thereof.
Okay.
I think.
You
Yeah.
wanna go over? I'll watch you box.
Oh, well, I thought for a minute you were challenging me.
That's not a bad idea.
Dave and Brent in the box. You think either one of us would throw a punch at each other?
Oh yeah.
You think we'd mix it up?
You put the gloves on. You got to go for it.
I don't know.
But I tell you the truth.
I might stay away from you. Do you think we could at least make it more entertaining than the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight?
Easily.
Yes. Okay.
We might actually hit one another. But here's the thing about if you've never boxed before, and I know many of you haven't, and that's understandable. It's a sport that you just don't realize how much energy it takes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they'll probably do 1 minute, they might even do just 1 minute rounds, and they might have different, maybe shorter periods for non-boxers. I don't know, because I can tell you 3 minutes, a 3-minute round is long.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing the energy it takes to box if you're really boxing for 3 minutes. And it just still amazes me, having boxed just a little teeny bit, watching these professionals box 10 and 12 rounds. And then turning it on in the last round to see if they can score some points at the end of the fight. If you and I went into the ring, the biggest deterrent of having a very good boxing match would be halfway through the second round. We'd both be exhausted.
I was going to ask you if you thought we could even make it to the second round.
Well, if it's a 1 minute round, maybe. But that's a tradition in Loop City, and you mentioned it yesterday during your remote. They've always had a boxing in Loop City. That's where I had my first boxing match, was at a Loop City Smoker. And they just hardly ever missed having a smoker, at least one a year, if not several. And here it is in Polish days.
Yeah.
I know some people go, oh, boxing, that's a violent sport. Well, watch a football game. I mean, you don't have a helmet on, but it's contact.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to put a left jab in your nose, but...
Oh, you think? Yeah? Mike, I don't think you could catch up to my quickness.
Well, that may be true. That may be true. All right, we want to play the game, and we have some prizes here, nice prizes, a ticket to the Ocano Blowing the Doors Off barbecue.
Yeah, and we're also going to throw in a certificate that'll get you a free drink at the Secret Garden. Man, they're all over the place when it comes to the summertime.
Yeah.
They're at Market on the Square. They're usually at the State Fair. They're always around. And so we'll give you an opportunity to win a free drink from the Secret Garden as well. All right, because it is National Donut Day, we've been asking questions about donuts, and here's a little hint for today. This has already been mentioned today. I'll just put that out there.
Okay.
Which company is the world's largest coffee and donuts chain?
Ooh.
Here are your choices: Mrs. Murphy's, Dunkin' Donuts, Winchell's Donut House, or Daylight Donuts. Which company is the world's largest coffee and donuts chain? And I believe this is currently.
Okay.
Okay, I believe. Mrs. Murphy's, Dunkin' Donuts, Winchell's Donut House, or Daylight Donuts. Those are your choices. If you know the answer, call us at 872-2801.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
There are many good reasons to pre-select your family memorial. During the month of June is one more good reason: Palmer Monument's After Memorial Day sale. Go and see Palmer Monument today, and when you bring the coupon from the newspaper, receive additional savings off their already reduced prices. Their goal is to assist you in selecting a memorial that best fits your family needs, and they'll save you money too. During the After Memorial Day sale at Palmer Monument Company of Broken Bow and Lexington.
Spring and summer fun is upon us. Here at Team Physical Therapy, we want to get you ready and keep you healthy all year long. If you are having trouble getting back into shape, call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111. We are highly trained in sports injuries that you may be experiencing. Whether it's a muscle strain, shin splints, foot, knee, or shoulder pain, let your movement rehabilitation specialist get you in shape for summer fun. Call Team Physical Therapy at 872-5111 or check us out on the web at myteampt.com.
It is 7:46, and we have Sharon on the line. Good morning.
Good morning to you guys.
Oh, good morning, Sharon. Are you going to go over and box in Loop City?
Probably not.
They probably have a ladies' division.
Maybe not.
Okay, all right. Here's Brent.
Okay, Sharon, which company is the world's largest coffee and donuts chain? Is it Mrs. Murphy's, Dunkin' Donuts, Winchell's Donut House, or Daylight Donuts?
I'm going to take a chance it's Dunkin' Donuts.
It is Dunkin'. You got it. Yep, Dunkin' Donuts. That's the answer. And because you've answered correctly, we've got a certificate here that'll get you a free drink from the Secret Garden in Broken Bow, outside of Broken Bow, outside of Myrna. And we also have a certificate that'll get you into the Blowing the Doors Off barbecue in Oconto if you'd like to attend that this weekend, too.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
All right.
All right, Sharon. Hey, Sharon, why don't we just get together and you could spar with Brent in your backyard.
I could, yes.
Oh.
I guess if he really wants to.
Okay.
How about this, Sharon? How about we just get together in the backyard and we'll visit and eat a donut
And have
How's
a
that?
donut.
And
I
have
think
a
that
donut.
sounds better.
Yeah, me too.
More like us.
Okay. You're right, Sharon. Hey, it's always great to hear from you. Thanks for calling.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Hey, speaking of donuts,
Yes.
do you think it makes me less of a man that I like sprinkles on my donut on the donut?
Yes.
Okay.
Real men don't put sprinkles on. I don't think so, Brent.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I don't know. What kind of donut do you want? Well, I want one with sprinkles on top.
Well, this way.
And I don't know. When I say it, I'm like, that just doesn't sound very manly.
Well, here's an idea. When
All
you
right.
order those, or they ask you which ones you want, say, I want sprinkles.
Oh, there you go.
Don't say sprinkles.
It's the delivery.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I think that might help.
Take a chocolate donut and put some sprinkles on that, would you?
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Or even enhance it a little bit. Lay some of those sprinkles on there.
Yeah.
And they won't even think a thing about it.
Okay, thanks.
All right, we have a song that has been requested. I wanted to play for Jean Snozzy today. And this is a Scottish performer, and Jean's called a couple of times and asked us to play it and wasn't familiar with this artist, Ray Wilson. And he is a Scottish guitar player and vocalist. And I listened to it yesterday, Jean. It's really, really nice. So here it is for Jean, as requested, a song called Alone.
To paint, tools to hardware, Ansley Lumber and Supply has it all. With top quality products at unbeatable prices. And with their friendly expert staff, you'll get the advice you need to get your job done right. Visit them today in downtown Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Open Saturday, 8 until noon.
Casey McLeod would love to see you at the ribbon cutting and open house for the brand new Broken Bow Dental located at South 6th and Highway 2. Join them this Friday at 1 p.m. to celebrate the start of their chapter in Broken Bow. Plus, all open house attendees will have a chance to enter a special summer giveaway. For Casey, the right approach to patient care is what counts. Lifelong relationships, excellence, personalized treatment, and respect. Broken Bow Dental, they'll see you this Friday at 1 p.m.
7:54. Well, it was bound to happen.
Oh.
Brought it up to you earlier off the air, but it's pretty certain the way things are unfolding that Elon Musk and President Trump are breaking up. And it's not a friendly breakup, if you follow the news at all. It was bound to happen. I think everybody said, two people of that power nature, let's just put it that way, are going to have a difficulty sharing power. So we'll see how that unfolds. And yes. I told Brent off the air, and Brent doesn't like talking about these things, but I was reading some of the different accusations now that are going back and forth and coming out of the White House and coming from one of the, if not the richest man in the world. And I'm going, you could not write this stuff. You couldn't sit down and write a book.
Yeah.
You could not sit down and write a book with all the twists and angles and drama that comes out of that situation. You'd have to really have an imagination to be able to write that. But it's here.
Yeah.
So it'll be at the top of every newscast today. You can bet on that.
Yeah.
All right. That's all the further I'll go,
Okay.
Brent. Just relax.
Who's bringing out donuts?
I think I don't know if they're bringing them. I understand that Christy has decided she wants to go on a remote this morning because Bruning will have donuts.
Yeah, she was kind of saying that yesterday.
So
she's like, yeah, I'm going along. I hear they might have donuts. I'm like, wow. Okay.
Well, have that.
Hey, is it true that, Gateway Motors had a very nice send-off for a couple of very special people that had worked there a long, long time? And they had that a few days ago, right?
Yes.
I didn't have the opportunity to get there personally, but it's my understanding that they offered to send cookies back to the radio station to the staff members that couldn't attend the event in person, and Christy Wells said no.
That is true.
She was there. She was able to enjoy a cookie because she was there. Some of the rest of us were back here working, didn't make it there. And they offered to send cookies back, and she said no. Is that correct?
Brent, I can verify that 100% because I stopped by to send the girls off and thank them for all their good work and service to the auto industry.
Uh-huh.
And Christy was just coming out the front door, and she was eating a cookie.
Uh-huh.
And she just outright said it. Yes, they wanted me to take some cookies back to the station. I told them no. And so, didn't you find a cookie on your desk?
Well, I did, yes. We need to bring the story full circle. You, out of the goodness of your heart, out of the kindness that flows through David J. Burney, brought Brent back a cookie, and of all cookies, an M&M cookie.
It was.
Oh, man, it's phenomenal. So thank you for that. But I just wanted to get to the bottom of the story that I could have probably gotten more than one cookie. But,
yes, it was.
But Christy said, oh, no, we don't need to take any back.
I've got my cookie. And she was eating it when she was walking out the door. I didn't say much. And I'll tell you the truth, too. Probably the reason you got a cookie,
Yeah.
Eileen.
Oh.
She says, aren't you going to take Brent a cookie?
Oh, thank you, Eileen.
And
She's the best.
And you don't turn Eileen down when
No.
she makes a suggestion.
No.
So, yes, that is all true.
Okay.
It is all true.
All right. Just checking.
That's
Just wanted to check the facts.
That's one, and that definitely is verified because I actually walked into the situation.
Yeah.
So when you walk in to the Whiskey Barrel, they will share conversation with you. They will help you find anything you need. And always know when you walk into Stan's Whiskey Barrel that there's not a lead product. They're not advertising, buy one, get one free, deep discount on this, because that's not a real great idea with adult beverages anyway. And so they just have everyday fair prices. They know what markup they need to make a living, and that's all they want. So don't worry about, doing too much price shopping. They know what their competition's doing, and they do their very best to, be in the rocking chair with you there on the best prices, fairest prices that you can pay for adult beverages, or even a can of pop and that sort of thing. They have all that for you as well. And they have some gift items there as well. If you want to pick up a gift for somebody for a birthday, by the way, Father's Day is coming up. You might, a nice sipping whiskey or something for Dad. Anyway, Whiskey Barrel. And, the road work's going on out there, but you can get in. And if you prefer, take the side roads, and you can get in because there's a back entrance to the store as well. Whiskey Barrel. And always check the sign and see what Stan has on his mind.
Yeah, yes, indeed. There's some good words of, wisdom, or just sometimes not necessarily wisdom, but just a thought.
A thought, maybe some satire.
Yeah.
It's all there at the Whiskey Barrel. 7 days a week, they're open for your convenience. News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The question, what happens next after Elon Musk's very public breakup with President Trump? CBS's Robert Costa.
Talking to people inside and around this White House, they say this is actually quite serious. You have the richest man in the world battling the president of the United States.
Musk suggesting Mr. Trump is listed in Jeffrey Epstein's files and needs to be impeached. Officials in Kyiv say Russia has bombarded Ukraine in one of its largest aerial attacks of the 3-year war. Ukraine says 3 emergency responders were killed. The BBC's Paul Adams.
Here in the capital, which has seen many such nights before, residents took shelter as air defenses tackled waves of drones and missiles.
We'll get new monthly jobs numbers in an hour from now. CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
If we get exactly what we're expecting, this tells the Fed that they have a little bit more time to kind of hang out in that wait and see mode.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
The power of Dell AI with Intel Inside is transforming the world of pro sports. Teams can see curveballs coming with predictive analytics. Coaches can use AI insights to help players improve their shots in real time. And fans can get more out of every winning moment with AI-enhanced replays.
Unbelievable! What a play!
See how Dell Technologies with Intel Inside can power your wins at Dell.com/win.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, cause you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Here's a look at Nebraska news. In a story released by KOLN, it's a development in the field of robotics that could impact everything from the agricultural industry to wearable medical technology. Eric Markvica, an assistant professor of the biomedical engineering at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and his team developing what is essentially a self-healing robotic skin. Markvica explained they've been able to create a system that can automatically detect when it's been damaged by a puncture, and then be able to heal that without any human intervention. This ultimately sort of mimics one of the most amazing properties of natural biological tissue. From inside their lab at Nebraska Hall, Mark Ficca, along with graduate students Ethan Grings and Patrick McManigal, produced the 3-layer system, which uses electrical currents to trigger healing, eventually remolding a middle polymer layer and completely resetting the electric system to its original state. It's a significant advancement for the agricultural industry in particular, but really any situation where machinery is exposed to the elements. Mark Ficca said once these systems really make it out into the real world outside of their labs, they're subjected to all the real world conditions, things that could potentially puncture them. They've had all rubber bands with small cuts, they inevitably fail rapidly, and we need to create soft robotic systems that are able to overcome these obstacles that they experience. Mark Ficca said the developments in soft skin robotics will make it easier for humans to work around machinery with less fear of injury. This has been a Nebraska News Update. I'm Jack Simpson reporting for Central Nebraska's News Source.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Another day, another comeback win for the Indiana Pacers, who were down 15 points, had 19 turnovers in the first half, but came back and took down the Thunder 111-110 on a Tyrese Halliburton game winner. Halliburton entered with 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was the leading scorer of the game, though. He had 38 points.
I don't know. It happened so fast. I feel like we got matched. He got down going right, pulled up from the midi, and knocked down the shot. I don't know. It didn't feel like anything crazy. He just made a play with the time winding down. We had control of the game for the most part of it. Now it is a 48-minute game, and they teach you that lesson more than anyone else in the league, the hard way.
At the Women's College World Series Championship, Texas Tech held on 4-3 against Texas to force a Game 3 on Friday.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Slight chance of thunderstorms with fog in spots early today. Otherwise, overcast skies. Daytime highs approaching 72. Winds out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected. Tonight, chance of thunderstorms. Lows level off around 50. A blend of clouds and sun. Tomorrow, slight chance for showers. High temperatures reach up to 81. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
When someone asks me, when is the best time to start saving for retirement? My answer is simple. It's today. Hi, I'm Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Janet Lawhorn,
your local Edward Jones financial advisors. We can help you build a plan for your ideal retirement by identifying your unique goals and help you keep on track to achieve them. The sooner you get started, the better. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to schedule an appointment today. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
8:06 is your time. Let's go outside with Jack Simpson and find out what it really feels like. Jack, what's it like out there?
Well, definitely drive safe. There is still some heavy, patchy fog in areas, so be aware of that. Beautiful feeling morning of 51 degrees outside. Light and variable winds, barometric pressure at 30.09 with humidity at 97%. And the last 24 hours picked up 12 hundredths of precipitation. The precipitation for this month at 2 inches and 43 hundredths now. High yesterday of 65, overnight low of 48. Sunrise today was at 6:05 and sunset today 9:09.
All right, Jack, still a little foggy out there then.
Yep, just in, like, some areas are pretty heavy. It looks like it's kind of lightening up with the fog just a little bit, though, so.
Yeah, and you came out early. I think it was really soupy then, wasn't it?
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah.
About missed my turn to getting into the radio station.
That's scary out here.
Yeah.
No kidding. Thanks. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, that's what it really feels like from our weather guy and morning guy, Jack Simpson.
For 20 years, we've walked this path together, neighbors, partners, friends. At Burning Bank, it's never just been about banking, it's been about building something lasting. 20 years, one journey. Together we've grown, together we thrive. On Friday, June 6th, we invite you to celebrate with us. The celebration begins with an Ollie's coffee bar in our lobby all morning. Then, join us for a barbecue lunch from 11:30 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. And don't forget to enter our raffle. You can enter the raffle June 2nd through June 6th. Everyone is welcome to enter. We look forward to celebrating with you you at our Broken Bow location on the square on June 6th. Build, grow, thrive. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
Get ready for the ultimate country music party with KCNI, Pure Country's ticket giveaway. We're giving away pairs of tickets to the Nebraska Land Days Summer Jam Concert Series. The party starts June 27th with Baker Blankenship, Ashley Cook, and Luke Bryan.
It goes like 1 margarita, 2 margarita, 3 margaritas.
The party continues June 28th when Angie Kay and Cooper Allen play before Bailey Zimmerman. Listen weekdays on The Breakfast Show and on KCNI for call-in chances. Winners will be drawn on Friday the 13th. Don't miss your shot to win your way in with KCNI Pure Country. June 27th, Luke Bryan.
Country girl, shake it for me, girl. Shake
And on June 28th, Bailey Zimmerman.
'Cause I don't have the only woman who believed in me religiously.
The Nebraska Land Days Summer Jam Concert Series is back, and we want you there. Keep listening to KCNI, Pure Country to win.
And we'll be giving you a chance later in the breakfast show this morning to get registered for all of those great artists at Nebraska Land Days, so keep it right here. Also, very shortly, we'll be hearing from Jeremy Shipe and Brent Apperson, who are headed to Bruning Bank to find out more details about donuts, coffee, barbecue, and a 20-year service to the community from Bruning Bank. So that's all going to be coming up shortly. Keep it right here. In the meantime, here's the Turnpike Troubadours on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
I've been hopeless under melancholy skies. My savior was a mountain girl with lightning in her eyes. Ruby Ann, ain't you a daisy in the sunlight of the spring? Ruby Ann, you are beckoning, keeps on calling me. Ruby Ann, you I promise you my life. I love you till the morning if you hold me through the night. Feel the wind blowing from the south, blowing like the promises fall out of my mouth. I'll tell you something, don't you call my bluff. I'd burn this whole town down just to prove I was enough. Ruby Ann, ain't you a daisy in the sunrise of the spring? Ruby Ann, you are a beckoning that keeps on calling me. Ruby Ann, to you I promise you my life. I'll love you till the morning if you hold me through the night.
Exciting, but sometimes stressful
Yeah.
time in their life, don't you?
Yes, and it's kind of fun to be able to be the educator of people. You know, when people come in early and ask, how do I get to this point? What do I have to do? And you get to kind of help them along. And then when they finally get, you know, the house of their dreams, you kind of feel like just a little bit of pride in yourself for being able to kind of educate them and coach them through the process. And it's very satisfying. It's a very satisfying position. So
Right. We're at Bruning Bank, folks, and if you want to come in, you're invited in throughout the morning. They've got coffee and donuts, and then into the afternoon, they're going to be serving up hamburgers. So if you're listening, make sure you come on in and join them. They've got lots of great things to share memories of. They got a slideshow going on over here. I'm sure you guys have been watching this all morning, right, Kim?
Well, we've actually had it on all week, and it's very depressing because it shows how much we've aged, and we may have put on a few more pounds than when we started 20 years ago. So, yeah.
Well, what are some of your, I know you've got 20 years of memories. This might be a loaded question, but talk about some of the memories made with customers and just in the building in general. It's probably hard to kind of note just a couple, but.
Well, one thing, when Janice was talking, I was thinking about when we first opened up, people were excited to be one of the first customers. I remember my mother-in-law said, I want to get in there and open my account. I want to be one of the first, you know. So people were really excited. And we were so busy during that time. It amazed me how loyal people are to people and not to necessarily a specific bank or whatever, you know. We were here till 10 o'clock most nights when we first started opening accounts. So it was really exciting. And then I remember a phase when I was like, oh, I'm kind of bored, don't have anything to do, you know. And then it's just blossomed again. And now I kind of wish I was back to that phase. But and the thing about being here for 20 years is you see the customers come, and then we've lost a lot of our customers, and it's kind of sad to see that because it's such a change. And now we're getting a lot of the younger customers, which is exciting because it's just a whole different generation that's coming on. And like Jim was talking earlier, the technology, I mean, there are so many changes. Every day we see something new. So it's just amazing. And with AI now, that's making changes too to the bank. So.
Well, it all boils down to relationships. You know, we
Yes.
talk about your relationship with the customers, but like you said, less and less people are looking for a specific company. They're looking for a relationship because just kind of in society today, it feels like people are just kind of clawing for some kind of connection with people.
Yeah, and you think about technology and you think, well, you don't need that relationship as much anymore. But people still do, even though they can do most of their banking from their phone, at the ATM. But we still have customers coming in all the time, so.
People that probably know how to use all of that technology
Oh,
just
yeah.
want to deposit a check and walk through the door just to do it, right?
Yeah. And especially our older generation, you know, they still like that face-to-face contact with us. So, and we love to see them too. It's just, we've got, you know, special customers that come in and chat with us. I hear our tellers every day talking to people about what's going on in their customers' lives. And it's just kind of a neat thing to hear. So.
Great. Okay. Well, that was a good walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
Is there anybody else that's just
Anyone else
absolutely
wanna talk?
dying to be on the radio? They all duck behind the counter.
We're going to talk to the newbie.
Okay.
We're going to talk to the newbie. Come over here, Mr. Leaphart. How are you, buddy?
Good. How are you?
It's good to see you.
As well.
So tell us about your journey. I mean, you're the new guy. What led you here?
Yeah. So I was actually looking for a summer job last year, and I got in contact with Jim. Took a couple attempts. Busy time of year for him, and eventually got in contact with him, and he offered me a internship last summer. I took it. Kind of got to meet all the faces in the bank, and just loved every minute of it, and was in contact with him again this past spring, and offered me a job, and felt like it was time to come home. So
Wonderful. Well, I know they're happy to have you here, and I can tell that you're happy to be here. So
Yes.
that's great.
Are you feeling the pressure when it comes to making burgers for so many folks this afternoon?
You know, I've never cooked on a charcoal grill before, but I think it's going to be quite the experience. And yeah, the pressure's high, but I think Jim and I will handle it well.
Okay, sounds good.
Carson, let's now we've kind of talked about banking and everything. Let's talk about your family. We work with someone. I think she's your aunt.
Yes.
You have any good? Well, we've kind of been going down memory lane here with the bank and everything. You want to take us down memory lane a little bit with your aunt? Are there any good stories you'd like to share on the air?
I mean, she's always been there. I mean, kind of looking after all the nieces and nephews. One specific memory, I guess, other than playing cornhole with her, she likes to get a little competive sometimes.
Is she competitive? Really? Wow.
Holy cow, that's news to you and I, isn't it, Brian?
Yes. But I would say a memory I have with Aunt Christy, it was Christmas Day one time, and I had just received these Adidas sweatbands, and I had worn them to the dinner and all that, and at the end of the night when it was time to leave, I could not find them. And I had it wrapped around my ankle, but didn't know that after we looked for about 45 minutes for it. And Christy just finally went, well, is it on your ankle? And I looked my pant leg up, and yeah, sure, there it was. So,
Yeah, that's great. Well, hey, congratulations on
Appreciate
being a member of Bruning Bank. And so what specifically are you kind of involved in right now? Are you on the lending side or okay?
So I'm a junior loan officer. I do a lot of spreading tax returns. I've been helping out with some escrow work under CC and Janice. And then I'm helping Jim and Chantel out, just kind of learning the basic ropes of the lending department. And yeah, yes, that's about sums it up.
All right, great. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Anybody else want to talk?
They're all.
Come on. You're going to talk. Come on over here.
Right. I just want to say, come on out. We got burgers for lunch, and we got Ollie's Coffee Bar and donuts sitting here, and we want to see your face. So please come out.
Great. Well, and it's good to see you in person. We talk on the phone a lot when we've got different contests and stuff. We've got a lot of loyal listeners.
We do.
here
Yeah, we
at Bruning
appreciate
Bank.
that.
Well, and I just wanted to mention that Helen and Renee are the ones that put all this together. So if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have all this. They organized it and have done a wonderful job. So.
Well, it looks great. I like the color coordination. If Brent and I put it together, we'd have like purple and yellow and blue, and it wouldn't go together well. But it looks great. Now you need some folks to come in, enjoy some of this coffee and these donuts, and then the burgers this afternoon.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is it time for a donut yet?
Brett, you have to ask.
Okay, he's got to
Thank you.
ask. He's got to ask properly.
These donuts look great, but you guys got any sprinkles?
There you go. Very, very manly. That was great.
I love that for those that didn't see it, Brent had his hand on his hip when he asked.
That's right.
You know,
And so-
that's how when you're asking for a donut and you've got your hand on your hip. That's
You mean
You know
business.
you mean business.
Yes. So
Give us the rundown again, Janice. We got donuts and coffee this morning. And
donuts and coffee this morning. We're going to have hamburgers from 11 to 1. And just come in for fellowship and just to talk. It is fun. It kind of just excites us all to go back and revisit memory lane, things that I'm never going to forget that. And then as you have so many things happen over the years, you kind of forget some of those fun stories or those little details. And so it's just fun to reminisce. We've got a drawing. We've got a raffle drawing as well that people can come in for, sign up for. They've been signing up for it all week. I'm not sure when exactly the drawing will be, but I'm sure they will sign up all day today, and then we'll reach out to that person. But, we've got some scrapbook stuff to kind of go back through and shows the process that we went through to get where we're at. And it's an exciting time to just reflect back and, hiring people like Carson. We go back and he wants to know how we started our journey. Why did we get into banking? What makes it fun for us? And so you get to revisit that when you have these new younger kids come in, and it kind of just it's like going to a good speaker. You know, you get excited about your job all over again. And so just celebrating these milestones gets us excited to share that with all of our customers and everybody.
Great. So come on in, and plenty of seating outside, I see.
Yes.
You've got all the picnic tables out there.
I think everything around the bank is kind of blocked off and has picnic tables. So yeah, you don't have to, you might struggle for a parking spot, but it's going to be a nice day. So just stroll on down.
Okay, come on down. Bruning Bank, can't miss it. It's right on the corner across from the square in Broken Bow, folks. And you're invited in to say hi, enter the raffle, eat some delicious food, and have a drink, and celebrate 20 years with them. Make sure you check out the slideshow going on in the corner as well. Okay. Brent's walking over. Okay. All right. We're out of people to talk to, Dave. So with that, we'll send you back to the studio, folks. And thank you for tuning in to the morning show and joining us from here at Bruning Bank. Come and see them today.
In the morning, you are awakened by the twitter of a little bird.
No, it's Dave and Brent.
I knew there was a reason I got out of bed this morning.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI, KBBN.
And Brandon, Jeremy making their way back to the studios, I assume, unless they're just enjoying Ollie's coffee and some donuts. You can do the same. Drop by the bank, Bruning Bank here in Broken Bow, and enjoy some coffee and donuts over the noon hour. You may have heard that they're serving some burgers and some good food there for you to sit down and enjoy. It's a nice day. They've got tables set up outside, so they're ready to welcome you. And again, you don't have to be a customer to drop by because you know these people. They're your friends and neighbors. So stop and see them and thank them for what they do at Bruning Bank. We'll be right back.
Casey McLeod would love to see you at the ribbon cutting and open house for the brand new Broken Bow Dental located at South 6th and Highway 2. Join them this Friday at 1 p.m. to celebrate the start of their chapter in Broken Bow. Plus, all open house attendees will have a chance to enter a special summer giveaway. For Casey, the right approach to patient care is what counts. Lifelong relationships, excellence, personalized treatment, and respect. Broken Bow Dental, they'll see you this Friday at 1 p.m.
Remember the time you used to spend fighting weeds and bugs? Now you can spend that time elsewhere because aerial application is your best advantage against these problems. Let Aero Aviation take control.
When you need a helping hand to get the most from your land, Aero Aviation, let us take control.
For over 50 years, Aero Aviation has been serving the area. Contact Casey to schedule your aerial application this spring.
It's 8:42, cloudy skies, and it's very pleasant out there. Today is going to be a very nice day, as we mentioned. We had 1,200s in the rain gauge this morning, and I think the airport reported 1,400, so a nice little additional jag of moisture to kind of keep things wet out there. Pretty nice. Here's Billy Strings and Gild the Lily on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. and it doesn't look like he's been working. He looks like he's been enjoying coffee and donuts.
I have been, yes. Thank you, Bruning Bank. We encourage you to stop by. They would love to see you, visit with you. Like they were saying, reminisce a little bit about the 20 years that they've been here in the community and serving the community as Bruning Bank. So going out, coffee and donuts this morning, and then they'll get the grill going for you this afternoon.
You bet. Great people there, aren't they nice?
Yes, absolutely.
We are fortunate to have several lending establishments and banking establishments with such nice folks, and a lot of them we know, and their neighbors, our friends, and if they weren't when they got here, they are now.
Yes.
So that's a great thing. And we've just been talking about all the different things there are to do today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Summer is definitely in full steam ahead mode with our first two celebrations. And now get ready, because there'll be parades and festivals and everything else all the way through, well, all the way to fair time. And then after fair, we'll have a couple more, including the Arcadia Fall Festival. And Mason City comes late in the summer. So, wow. This seems like we just did all this.
Kinda, yeah.
Really does.
But here we go again.
All the volunteers that make it happen, thank you very much. Well, we're going to be giving you a chance to register for those tickets to Nebraska Land Days, country shows, and all the opening artists and so forth that you're going to be able to enjoy later on in June. And it's been very active so far when we've had people call in, all brought to you by the Grocery Card and RTA's Hardware in Broken Bow. Luke Bryan and Bailey Zimmerman, the headliners, on the 27th and 28th of June. So be sure and listen. We'll do that before we close the show today. Right now we're going to be... I love Neil Young's music when he slows it down and tells a story. And this is one that certainly does that. And I can just close my eyes and see this wonderful young lady gliding across the restaurant floor, the cafe floor, waiting on people, working really, really hard. So let's take a little trip with Neil Young and learn about an unknown legend.
Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Job growth slowed last month, but came in better than analysts expected amid uncertainty over the president's tariffs. Employers added 139,000 positions compared to 177,000 in April. Economist Stephen Juneau.
Job growth is slowing a little bit. Over the last 3 months, we've added just an average of 135,000, but that's really not all that bad considering things. So we're not seeing a sharp slowdown.
It's the day after the dramatic public implosion of President Trump and Elon Musk's relationship. CBS's Nancy Cordes at the White House.
Trump is talking to reporters by phone this morning, telling them that Musk has a problem and that he has no plans to speak to Musk by phone anytime soon.
Food distribution points in Gaza closed again. CBS's Elizabeth Palmer.
On the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation's website, there's an announcement that no distribution will be taking place today.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
I learned a lot of life lessons from my dad.
He's been there my entire life, and he's been a great example of what a father should be.
He always embraced and taught me to be a cowboy.
Dad has the weight of the world on his shoulders.
The guy is extremely talented and very knowledgeable.
He's a good man and a strong man who's not afraid to do what he needs to do for his family.
It ain't easy every day, and he dang sure made it look easy.
And I'll always be thankful for that.
Boo Barn, keep west.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Another day, another comeback win for the Indiana Pacers, who were down 15 points, had 19 turnovers in the first half, but came back and took down the Thunder 111-110 on a Tyrese Halliburton game winner. Halliburton entered with 14 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was the leading scorer of the game, though. He had 38 points.
I don't know. It happened so fast. I feel like we got matched. He got down going right, pulled up from the midi, and knocked down the shot. I don't know. It didn't feel like anything crazy. He just made a play with the time winding down. We had control of the game for the most part of it. Now it is a 48-minute game, and they teach you that lesson more than anyone else in the league, the hard way.
At the Women's College World Series Championship, Texas Tech held on 4-3 against Texas to force a Game 3 on Friday.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Slight chance of thunderstorms with fog and spots early today. Otherwise, overcast skies. Daytime highs approaching 72. Winds out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected. Tonight, chance of thunderstorms. Lows level off around 50. A blend of clouds and sun. Tomorrow, slight chance for showers. High temperatures reach up to 81. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Getting your car running its absolute best, making it look its absolute best. The parts, tools, and products you need to do it are at CarQuest in Broken Bow. Visit them on West Highway 2 or buy online and pick up in-store to get back on the road fast. Built by the pros, for the pros. CarQuest in Broken Bow.
Currently 54, still some fog out there. Brent, was it pretty thick yet, or was it too bad?
No, I mean, you could definitely see, but the visibility was still cut a little bit because of the fog. So, yeah, drive with care out there.
I want to thank Jeremy for noticing that I left the lights on my old Chevy this morning. I told myself, the lights on the old Chevy are not that bright, but I better turn them on because the newer cars have the lights on, and I'm thinking, I don't want to get run into on the way out here or run into somebody, but I'm going to remember to turn those lights off when I get out of the car, which I did not. And so Jeremy was kind enough to turn them off before the battery ran down. The new cars, of course, will shut off about 20 steps away or so.
Yeah, the autos are nice, but I have noticed on my vehicle anyway, if it's foggy, sometimes the lights don't come on if they're on auto. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, sure.
Kind of keep that in mind if you have the auto headlights on. If it's foggy and stuff, sometimes you need to just get them on manually, but then remember to turn them off when you get parked.
And here's another recommendation from the Breakfast Show. If you have a newer car, lift the hood anytime and just take a look around. If you ever have to jump your car, you might want to find out where to do that. It might be in a different place than what you're used to, and there might not be any battery posts there. They do it differently now. So
they do a little bit.
Yeah, kind of want to maybe have a heads up on that and not find out the hard way that you don't know where you can jump your car, for heaven's sakes. All right, grocery cart. They are full steam ahead on the fuel rewards. They're back at the grocery cart, and they've teamed up with Trotter's Well and Go West. So now you can shop, earn points, and save at the pump, or use those points for free grocery items. And don't forget to check out their daily specials for even more ways to save. But this is a great partnership. Trotter's Well and Go West and Grocery Cart now able to use your points to save money on gas or use those for free groceries at the grocery cart. Stop in. If you don't have the point system set up for yourself, ask how you can do it. They'll help you.
All right. Hey, here's a great event for you ladies, which is coming up early part of next week. Ladies Local Market, June Bloom. And this will be presented on Tuesday, June the 10th from 6 to 8 in the evening. Shopping and giveaways, and they'll be set up at the Broken Bow Library. And here's a list of some of the vendors that are scheduled to be there. Sensi, the She Shed Crafters, Plexus, Color Street, Annie M's Crafts, and we'll tell you a little bit more about what they have going on here in a second. Also Mary Kay, Tastefully Simple and EK Farm Goods, The Quilting Shack, Reflections Salon and Spa, J. Bloom Permalinks Jewelry, and the Garden Center will all be there. Now, Annie M's Crafts is going to do something special that night. Grab your friends and come down for a fun evening. They'll be hosting a make-your-own summer door hanger sign at the June Bloom event at 6 o'clock on June 10th at the Broken Bow Public Library. It's $48 to attend, and all supplies will be provided. So message Annie to sign up and let them know what design you would like to make. So there you go. That's all happening on Tuesday, June the 10th, the June Bloom from 6 to 8 p.m., and they'll be set up at the Broken Bow Public Library.
You ever notice when you're just writing down quick notes for the breakfast show, you might just put the first letters of each word? In other words, BS.
Okay.
That's what it says here on this next live read, BS. And I'm thinking, breakfast show, that I do that. I do that with my music. I'll put, that'd be good for the breakfast show, so I'll put BS.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But maybe it means more than that.
Maybe. Especially as it pertains to you and me.
Yeah. A Nebraska Land hearing here in Broken Bow is on the east side of the square. They're located in the Chamber Building, and Roxanne moved back to Custer County a number of years ago now and brought 35-plus years of experience with her and brought it right here to our area. If you're struggling with your hearing or worrying about missing out on conversations with family and friends at gatherings, stop in and talk to Roxanne. She can help you out. You can also call her at 308-384-3852 to make an appointment. And she has discounts for buying local, pricing available to fit all budgets. There's all kinds of technologies in hearing aids anymore. You maybe don't want to spend more than you need to. Maybe your budget is limited, and she can get you the best equipment for the money. And she also, very importantly, offers free service after the sale. So in other words, if you buy those hearing aids and you need some adjustments, help maybe getting used to cleaning them and so forth, that all comes with the purchase. And the actual hearing test, there's no cost for. So it's a real opportunity for you to make sure you're getting the most out of life and utilizing that 35 years of experience with Roxanne. She is certified hearing instrument specialist right here, and she'd love to talk to you. She's not always in the office, so if you walk in and she's not there, you can let them know that you stopped by to see her, and she'll get back to you. Or easiest way to make an appointment is just call 308-384-3852.
All right. Hey, the 12th annual Custer County Tractor Ride is coming up on Saturday, June the 21st. And boy, it's a big day. This is all to benefit the Custer Care Center. So bring your antique tractor to travel approximately 50 miles throughout Custer County. For more information, you can contact Matt or Peggy at 308-872-6303 at the Custer Care Center, 872-6303. Day will start with breakfast in the morning from 7 to 8, and then they'll take off on the tractors for the ride, have a little break about 10 o'clock, and then a lunch break at noon, little afternoon break at 3, and then arrive back at Westerville at around 4:30. It is a $50 entry fee to be a part of the 12th annual Custer County Tractor Ride, and they will be meeting at Westerville Country Partners. That's where they will depart from and return to for the ride. So again, for more information, you can contact Matt or Peggy at 308-872-6303, and that is scheduled for June 21st.
Music from Poco on this Friday. Good morning. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you.
media. Anyway, the question was, what is your favorite song, or what is the best song that was released by a band that was that had someone who normally wasn't the lead singer sing the lead on the song? You follow me? You know, like lots of times you have bands that just kind of have a lead singer
Right.
that sing most of the hits, but once in a while someone else in the band will step to the forefront and sing lead on a song. The song that probably got the most response to the question was the Eagles' I Can't Tell You Why, where Timothy B. Schmidt did the lead rather than, say, Glenn Frey or Don Henley, who did the lead on a lot of their hits. So I'll pose that question to you. Can you think, and I know this is kind of throwing it on you without giving you an opportunity to think about it, but can you think of a popular band that had a big hit song or a song that you really enjoyed that was sung by someone who wasn't necessarily considered their lead singer?
That's a great question. I can't think of a specific song so much, but one of the groups that was prominent in, like when the time that I graduated from high school and a little while after that was Chicago.
Oh, sure.
And they mixed up their lead vocals quite a bit in that form. Later on, they didn't so much, but they would have a couple, 2-3 different people that would sing different songs. That would be one example, but specifically, I don't know if I can answer that.
Yeah. For me, of course, I listen to a lot of country music, so my mind went to not necessarily a group, but Brooks and Dunn. You know, Ronnie Dunn sang lead on the majority of their hits, but Kix Brooks did You Better Kiss Me 'Cause You're Gonna Miss Me When I'm Gone. And he did a great job singing lead on that song. It was a #1 hit for him when he sang lead. So that's where my mind went. I thought of that song.
Yeah, that's a great song. And another pair would be Big and Rich.
Oh, yeah.
I think they had a unique, or have, I don't know if they're still together or not. I think they've been on and off. But, their particular lyric phrasing and the way they harmonize was really nicely different than anybody else when they were making a lot of songs.
Yeah.
I don't know if they switched on lead or not, but they harmonized together really well.
My mind also went to, this'll date me. This is actually a pretty old song now, but the Oak Ridge Boys, Richard Sturban, who's known as he's their bass singer, he sang lead on a song called Dream On, which you wouldn't think the bass singing lead, right? Necessarily. But he did. Oh, man, what a great song that is.
Well, a lot of people loved his low-end sound anyway. Yeah. Wow. That's a good question.
So there you go, something to think about.
That's a great question. Well, we're going to give you a chance now to call in. I get my sheet over here. And get registered for those tickets to Nebraska Land Days featuring Luke Bryan and Bailey Zimmerman, 27th and 28th of this month. We'll be drawing for the winners on Friday the 13th on The Breakfast Show. And we want to thank the Grocery Card and RTA's Hardware for making our call-ins available here on The Breakfast Show. And all the rest of them are on KCNI, all about pure country. So they'll be over there up until we draw on the 13th with those call-ins on KCNI. Jack will have a couple today, and I know you'll have some later on. This is the one we'll do on The Breakfast Show. And the song is 2.5 minutes long. And the number to call is 308-872-2801. And we'll answer the phone and write down your name and number, and you'll be in the entry registry for the Luke Bryan and Bailey Zimmerman tickets for Nebraska Land Days. 2.29, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The song from Tom Petty. Start calling now, 872-2801. We appreciate it very much. And your name is now in the registration for those Nebraska Land Days grand finale tickets.
Yeah.
I'll put that over here. Did you know? Now, Vicki and Bill, who call in, are married, and they're still married.
Yeah. I think I did know that. Yeah. I knew they had the same last name anyway.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Really is. Do you have anything else over there you wanted to talk about?
Well, I don't know. We've kind of reminded people, I think, throughout the course of the morning. And, of course, we were live in Oconto earlier in the week. Don't forget about the Oconto Volunteer Fire Department's Blowing the Doors Off barbecue coming up on Saturday. We encourage you to attend that. Let's see. I don't know. Have you talked about the Tumbleweed Cafe yet?
Yes.
You did. Okay. All right. So there you go. I think that we've kind of taken care of the business.
All right.
This morning.
That's the business end of it.
Yeah.
As they say, or it's only business. Mm-hmm. Or I'd like to do business, and thanks for your business.
Yeah.
Those are all phrases around business. I'm going to give somebody the business.
Yeah. That's where my mind was going, too. But I wasn't going to say it, so I'm glad you did.
Hey, good morning to Juan Silva. Juan, you're a good guy. You drop a note in every once in a while. We appreciate that. And I apologize before we close the show today for it's not my spelling this time. I was promoting the Bruning Bank celebration, and I misspelled anniversary because I hit the C instead of the V. I didn't know how to spell it. I just mistyped it, so I apologize for that.
That's okay.
Gosh, I wish I would have paid more attention in typing class back in the day. What am I going to use that for?
Yeah, now look at us. Just about everything has a keyboard to it.
Yeah, I didn't know that at the time. I thought, well, I don't think I'll be working in an office. I'm going to join the Navy. None of that happened.
Yeah.
And now we have to type all the time.
We're glad that you're doing what you're doing now, though, and have been doing it for what, over 40 years?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you getting close to 50?
I suppose I am. I figured it out.
I was just I was wondering about that the other day. I don't know what made it come to my mind, but I'm like, I wonder if Dave's getting close to 50 years of service here at KCNI KBBN Radio.
I could be. I could just go back. I started in 1979. And I was in radio either full-time or part-time all that time except for maybe 2 years because I worked part-time and I was working for Dean Gracie for 3 years, but I worked part-time in Ord, Nebraska on weekends. So, yeah, pretty much since 1979 except for 2 years. And that's the rest of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like what we were listening to with Bruning Bank this morning. You know, you go to work every day, you just keep doing what you're doing, and next thing you know, it's way past.
Yeah.
Now, I've learned here lately, and I'm going to ask you how this works for you, but you folks out there who are, closer to my age or somewhere, past 50, like Brent, I just have a hard time doing what you just ask me about, and that's figuring back how many years ago something was.
Oh.
Well, how many years ago was that is the question. I go, I don't have any idea. It all kind of runs together. So for me now, everything is 3 years ago.
That's just the time that you picked, huh?
Yeah.
That's about 3 years ago.
I think it was about 3 years ago when that took place.
Here's one way that you can put "at least" in front of it. Well, it was at least 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because that really covers you. I mean, it basically covers 3 years ago and then anything before that. If you say at least 3 years ago. Or it was at least 5 years ago.
Now, I did hedge a little yesterday, and I agree with you there. Yeah. I did hedge yesterday. I stopped down to see Carrie and the Radiator Man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and had a nice conversation with them, and we were talking about this very thing, how they've been working together for at least 3 years.
Yeah, there you go.
And how long we've been married came up, and Carrie mentioned how long he'd been married. He said, you've been married a long time, Dave? I go, yeah, 50 some years. I didn't give the specifics. I'd have to sit down and figure that out. I got a song I'm going to close with that I found recently from Cody Jinks, and it reminded me, if you folks out there was rowdy when you were younger and you had friends that you made because you were all rowdy, this is a song for you. And you maybe lost that friend or you don't stay in contact anymore, but you're reflecting back as to why you were rowdy and maybe some of the consequences to it and why still, even though there was consequences in some ways you don't regret it. I think he wrote this. It's actually a video I'm going to play for you. Shows him in the studio with his handwritten notes singing the song. And Cody Jinks does a lot of reflecting because I think he's went through some changes in his lifestyles that were pretty rowdy and wild. So we'll close with that. It's called Better Than the Bottle, Cody Jinks on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Play for me, please. Don't do that to me. There we go. Here it goes. Cody Jenks, Better Than the Bottle, right here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. That's a country song right there, folks. That's a good one. Now, before we close, we need to thank the Grocery Cart and RT Ace Hardware for making our call-ins available today. I forgot to play those. And then I want to also bring you a little word from Nebraska State Bank as well before we close the show.
All right.
Because that's business. We got to take care of business.
Absolutely.
And these businesses want to take care of you.
Well said.
That's the way that works. So let's take a listen. Yesterday, I pushed the button for these, and they didn't play.
Oh.
And I'd say, well, we're going to be right back after this break.
Mm.
And I'd push it, and I push it again, and I push it again, and they didn't play. So then I was scrambling to, get something to play.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I checked these out. I already played them. I pre-played them.
There you go.
I pre-tested them.
Good job. See, that's at least 3 years of experience going to work for you right there.
Well, after 45 years or whatever it is, you really shouldn't get yourself in that jam, but it's just business.
It's a local partnership that saves you money at the pump. The Grocery Cart and Trotter's Woe & Go have partnered up. Shop at the GK and earn rewards with each dollar that you spend that you can use for discounts on gas at the West Broken Bow Trotter's location or on free items in store. Make sure you watch for bonus items as well for more points. Come see us at the Grocery Cart in Broken Bow to sign up for Grocery Cart rewards.
Hi, Central Nebraska. This is Brent Apperson with KCNI, KBBN Radio, here to talk all things RT Ace Hardware, the namesake of Ryan and Tiffany, who join us. Now, Ryan, there's a rumor that there are red-hot buys going on at Ace right now. Can you confirm that rumor?
Yes, I can confirm that literally we have a lot of grills and griddles in stock at great prices.
And Tiffany, do those savings apply to helping make my yard beautiful as well?
They sure do. From fertilizer and mulch to weed killers and lawn tools, we have it.
Okay, you two, last question. Is Ace Rewards really as awesome as everybody is saying it is?
You bet it is.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Shop RT Ace Hardware in Broken Bow for grills, griddles, and all things lawn care and beyond.
Love is in the air, but so are romance scams, where scammers online pretend to be your perfect match. Then they gain your trust and ask for money. They might claim to need help with an emergency, travel costs, or even investments. But the truth is, they are after your wallet, not your heart. Never send money or financial details to someone you haven't met in person. If in doubt, talk to your bank. Don't let a scam break your heart and your bank account. Stay smart, stay safe. This message brought to you by Nebraska State Bank and Trust Company. Member FDIC.
9:37 is your time. We are running overtime. This is one of those days, since it's Friday, and have that urge to just play a lot of different kinds of music, Americana and rock and country, and where you don't really want to quit. But Jack's over there. He's patiently waiting for us to turn him loose on pure country over there. So I suppose we should probably do that.
Okay.
Now, before we do that, that's all right, Jack. You're a good guy. Before we do that, I wanted to just send out a bit of a caution here. I've been thinking about it, and I didn't know if I should mention it or not, but I almost got creamed this week out in front of the radio station, and I could see it was going to happen. I was looking in my mirror, getting ready to make this left-hand turn into the station, and I pulled over to the right and let the traffic go by. Big truck was coming around the corner, building up steam, and there was a whole line of cars coming from the other direction, and there was campers and all kinds of different things. And I knew that this truck, if it was going to get around me, would have to take the right-hand shoulder. So instead, I took it and exited it off to the right and let it go through. Then a few days before that, at the intersection, I was heading up to see my mother on Memorial Drive, or going to, and I looked in the mirror, and there was an out-of-state vehicle coming down the highway to the north at a pretty good speed, and there was a car making a turn, and so I was out to dry. I was stuck out there like a duck on a pond, And I actually surged forward because I thought he was going to hit me. And then he or she went around me to the right and then came almost to a stop after they went down the highway a little ways, knowing that they were almost in an accident. So I know that they're going to fix the road out here. We've been told that by the state, and we're so thankful for that. But in the meantime, there's no turn lanes. There's nowhere to go off of this highway to get you safely off the highway, especially when you're making a left-hand turn or even a right-hand turn at Memorial Drive. If there's somebody coming from the other way, you're cooked. So I've several times over the years did what I did yesterday and pulled off on the shoulder long before they got there and seeing what was developing. Now, you can't do that safely if they're right up on you because they're going to try to go around you because they're going too fast. So I just would hope that we can get through the next several months out here, and I think they're going to put a turn lane in at Memorial Drive and Callaway Road and a turn lane off of the Rhino Road corner, which will be fantastic, and it will really make things much, much safer. So they're going to be doing that when they redo the road here. For our left-hand turn here, there will not be a turning lane because we're kind of right between those 2 points. So when you come out to the station and you're making a left-hand turn, look up the road and really look behind you. And our employees, I think, are used to that. But if you're just coming out to see us or pick up a ticket or a party line, drop off a party line listing or something like that, just know, especially when it's people from not around this area, they're coming around that corner and they're picking up speed and heading north, and they're increasing their speed. They may not know there's this intersection up here at Memorial Drive. They certainly don't expect us to take a left-hand turn. And you're okay because if there's no traffic coming from north to south, you can pull over in the left-hand lane and make your turn into the station. But if there's traffic coming from the other way, you got nowhere to go. I would recommend if you notice somebody doesn't look like they expect you to stop, that you just keep going. I've done it many times. I've went and turned and come back around.
Oh, yes, I have done the same.
Yeah, it's just a bad situation, and we don't want to get you hurt getting into the station here. So
well said.
Yeah, I just would like to see us get to that point where the road's fixed, and then we won't have to worry so much about it anymore. But we've seen a lot of accidents over the years out here on this stretch. It's just the way it is. And I would thank the law enforcement as well, because they spend a lot of time sitting out here watching traffic and trying to make sure that people obey the speed limit, because they did slow it down a little bit for us at one time. But, you know, laws are broken and accidents happen. All right, that's it.
Okay.
And I like your shirt.
Thank you.
Glad you got a sprinkled donut. You seem happier for it.
Oh, yeah. Love the donut. Yes. Thank you for the donuts. Burning Bank.
Yeah. Stop by there right now and pick up a donut and some coffee. And, of course, stop in later. They're having hamburgers, and Carson Leaphart will be cooking those up with Jim. And they'd love to have you stop by and have a hamburger and a nice visit.
Yeah. And from us, I don't know if we really said this when we were doing the remote, but from us here at KCNI KBBN to Bruning Bank, congratulations.
Yes.
On 20 years. So we've appreciated the partnership that we've had with them ever since they opened.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Special send out there to Kim. I'm sorry I missed you, Kim.
Yeah, there were some folks who wanted to make sure we said hi to you when we came back. They were a little disappointed. They thought maybe Dave would show up.
Well, you guys took good care of it, and we appreciate your service as well. I'm feeling a little emotional, a little well, how do I want to put it? Soft around the edges. Well, not just my body. Talk to you guys on Monday.
Bye.